Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We are going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Pisces for the end of September. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. See what's coming forward for you as we take a look at the final portion of this month of September. Now, the timeline on this reading will be from September 22nd all the way until October 6th. And the reason I chose October 6th is because that is the full moon in Aries. All right, let's go ahead and get all of the cards out here. We'll get everything set up and in view, and we'll get right into it for you. Cool. And I think that's looking just about good enough to meet for right now. Okay. Energy on the bottom. You do have the Three of Wands. Love to see this card for you. The Three of Wands is one of the adventurers of the tarot, you know? This person here is looking out in the distance and they're realizing that they have an entire world to explore and they are about to embark on a big journey, right? Their bags are already packed. They've got everything that they need with them. Maybe even their plane ticket is booked and now they're just ready and willing to undergo the new path that is in front of them and embark on the trip. So it is a travel card for that reason. This is also, though, on a maybe different level, a message that could suggest that you're ready to expand and grow into something. And it may be completely new, but there could be some level of expansion and growth here for you showing up. This may even speak to your partnerships and alliances. Let's see how this fits into the rest of the reading. I do see two prominent court cards plus a third one. So we've got three court cards, Three of Wands. So you may have a partnership or alliance here that is sort of like at play for you during this time. That could definitely be the case. But let's see how this all kind of fits together. And I gotta say, you are actually the last sign I'm doing for this series, and the water signs have been very good. And I should also just kind of note that this series of readings is coming out right either on or a day before the eclipse. And this is not just an eclipse, this is the last eclipse of the year, okay? And, you know, I've noticed that a lot of the readings are really heavy. Yours seems to be okay. Like, pretty light actually, but we'll see. But that's just something that I wanted to throw out there. That, you know, just be aware this is the last eclipse of the year. We are looking at the period following that. And so actually you may be, there may be some, remember that eclipses are cyclical. So there may have been something from 6 months to a year ago that happened that's now kind of coming back around or even closing out. Another way of looking at this is this eclipse could also be kind of showing you a glimpse into the future, right? Into the next 6 to 12 months for you. So just something I wanted to throw out there. Anyway, you've got this idea of the Three of Wands on the bottom. Right away in the middle, you do have the Knight of Pentacles, and I love this energy for you. The Knight of Pentacles is about rewards and results that are coming into you, okay? And, you know, this is one of the hard work cards in the tarot. Actually, Knight and Queen of Pentacles can both kind of indicate somebody who works very hard at their craft and at what they do. First one to arrive, last one to leave. You know, that type of energy is definitely present, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, and they are getting the proper results because of that attitude that they have about work. So if you've been waiting for a result, the Knight of Pentacles is a very good sign. Now, this could be absolutely some type of financial result that wants to arrive into your life here, Pisces, and this may even give you an opportunity to expand and grow into something in your life here with the Three of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. As I'm looking here, you do have a real estate card. Some of you may be taking profits around this time. Some of you may be making a sale. Some of you may even be making a purchase as well here. And I'll try to get more details on what this result could be around as we get into this reading. In the first column here, you have the Moon, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. So the Moon could be something, some of you have needed to sort of get away from the world, okay? Some of you have needed to sort of get away from the world recently, or there may have been something that is, if that's not resonating, there may have been something that has been hidden from you, and you know, that for whatever reason the universe just could not show you at the time. The Moon represents something that's hidden, something that's out of sight, and it also can represent fears and anxieties. I would say that this is more about the fears and anxieties for you as I'm looking at this these cards here. I get this sense that some of you are ready to move on. This backpack imagery here, right? The backpack symbolism is once again on this Eight of Cups card. So we saw it here with the Three of Wands, and you now have this Eight of Cups. Some of you are ready to move on, and it's almost like part of me feels like this is something you want to do on your own. You know what? I also am seeing this Hermit with the Moon. Some of you are in hiding, so to speak. And what I mean by that is you have wanted to separate from maybe a person. There's some space. Some of you want to escape a little bit, okay? I think it's okay to escape every now and then, you know? Right? There is an issue around this idea of escapism, which is not exactly always a good thing, right? Because if we're always like escaping our problems, you know, what good is that going to do us? But, you know, my feeling is that sometimes it's okay to escape a little bit. And, you know, there's this sense here where you are not exactly visible right now, okay? You are not exactly visible, Pisces. And maybe you are kind of just comfortable being away from the world right now. Okay, I know this is now I'm getting a little deep here, but some of you, like you've needed some separation or space from either a scenario or a person, okay? You do have this Queen of Pentacles. This could be an earth sign, as well as the Knight of Pentacles. I think it's all going to be about how you use the time that you are creating. And what I will say is I think some of you have created time for yourself. Okay, I think you've created some freedom for yourself. I think this has come through separation from either a scenario or a person. And I think that you've created space and freedom and time for yourself. And what I will say is that it's really going to, like, the outcome here is really going to come down to how you spend that time. Okay, how you spend that time. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is all about finding success through habits and routines, right? Knight of Pentacles, hard work. Queen of Pentacles, habits and routines. And they've gotten to their throne. They've built something that sustains themselves through habits and routines. I'm intuitively feeling pretty strong that some of you want to take a solo trip, okay? Or if that's not resonating with you, if you're not like at that stage right now, you are creating freedom in a different way. You're creating space and separation, and you want to be a little bit away from things. You want to be away from people. You want to be a little bit alone right now. And you're not necessarily even doing this, like in doing this, you're not harming yourself in any way, right? This isn't something where you are like involved in escapism, you know, escapist tendencies or anything like that. This is something else. Like you are craving some personal space, some personal freedom, some alone time, you know, to probably work through something. And I think that you will successfully create that space, that freedom, that time. In the middle column, you have the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hermit here. I think that you let your actions speak for you, okay? And the reason I say this is, yeah, I think you let your actions speak for you, and I think people respect that, okay? And that is kind of like what the Knight of Pentacles does, right? They get the results, but it's through what they've done, right? It's through the work that they've put in. You let your actions and your hard work speak for itself, right? And I think in kind of having this behavior, we'll say, or in having this sort of attitude towards whatever scenario you're looking at here, whether it's relationships or work, I think it's probably work. In doing that, I think that you've garnered respect, and I think that you are creating some space. Okay, I'm going to keep saying that. And again, I think that it's very, very important that you use this time wisely. Okay, that's like obvious, but it's what you make of this time. It's like you've got like a slice of time here that is very rare, that feels like it could be a springboard. This slice of time that you have could be a springboard for something much better in your situation. And I say that because of the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is like one of the happiest cards in the tarot. So I think by taking this space, by taking this freedom, by creating this freedom, you can really find this 10 of Cups energy. This 10 of Cups is about windfalls of happiness, and it's sort of like an idyllic moment, right, in one's life. I'm sure every single one of you have had a period, or you've had a day that was just absolutely perfect. That is kind of represented here in the 10 of Cups. And I think that if this time is used appropriately, that you can have that coming forward for you. There's another group of people here, if you're still with me. There are some financial changes that are going on. It generally feels pretty well aspected and manifested for you here. Let me get into why that is. You have the Page of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, it does represent change in life and financial changes more specifically. I love that it is around the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I also love that the 10 of Cups is here. Some of you, I'm talking to, like, I spent a lot of time talking about how I think many of you are creating freedom. You're needing to take away, you're needing to get away from people. Like, I spent a lot of time talking about that. There's another group here, there's another group of people here that I think you're making a purchase, or I think that you're making a purchase, or there's a change generally in your financial situation that's showing up. Some of you may be either purchasing or selling, okay, here at this time with the 10 of Cups. The reason the 10 of Cups, if you're curious, the reason this is a real estate card is because this family here owns the home in the background, and just about every single 10 of Cups card has that symbolism that I've seen. So for me, it's about it's not all about real estate, but it is a real estate card, especially in a financial reading. Also notice that this is, according to this author, a card associated with Pisces here as well. So your energy is definitely showing up, and the moon, by the way. So, and the Eight of Cups, the author of this deck, also uses the Pisces for the Eight of Cups. So you are all over the board, and I think that what's nice here is you have optionality, okay? In kind of like whatever camp you're in, you have optionality, and the reason I say that is you have the Seven of Cups as well. Okay, Seven of Cups says that there is a bevy of opportunity in front of you, and a bevy of options in front of you, and it's a good problem to have, because there are so many options that you're like kind of having a hard time deciding or choosing. Page of Swords can represent delay in some way. You know what? What I want to do is I really want to get more details. Let's get more specifics on what this might be here for you, Pisces. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards for you, and then we'll also move into the tarot cards. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and see. Okay. Energy on the bottom, you have Sacrifice. Okay. Sacrifice, which is the Hanged Man. Okay, this idea of giving something up to get something else. I'm thinking about this Eight of Cups. I keep looking at it, and this person here is like letting go. They're making a sacrifice. They're letting go of these cups in pursuit of a higher timeline, hopefully, right? And one thing's for certain, you have created the space, right? Just like this person has. You've created the space where I think that you have made a sacrifice to give yourself some time, or something along these lines. I know this is a strange message. I haven't had one like this in a while, but it keeps intuitively coming in. You've created some space. You then here have deception and envy, moving on, and third eye chakra. Somebody hurt you, okay? Somebody hurt you with deception and envy. That is the Seven of Swords. You have it here with the Eight of Cups, moving past someone. You have the Moon, which means something was concealed or hidden from you. Okay, I think you are now done with this. You're done with everything. Like you're just, I need to be on my own right now. Not forever, but right now I need to be on my own. And you intuitively saw this happening here as you have the third eye chakra. You Pisces have a very, very strong third eye. Okay, and the third eye, you probably already know it, but it's one of the 7 energy wheels. And it's the third eye chakra is your spiritual processing center. The crown chakra is your spiritual receiving center, which is right above the head. Right below the crown is the third eye. That is where you process the spiritual information that comes in through downloads, through intuitive hits, right? You then here have the victory and success, choose wisely, and fertility. Okay, here's that 7 of Cups again. Choose wisely. And I was saying in this reading, there's something about like, be wise in how you spend your freedom, so to speak, you know? Why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at clarifying these tarot cards. I can't say that I've ever had a message like this here. Okay, something is like, how do I say? Something is not sitting right with me. Like I have a feeling that somebody really hurt you in some way here, Pisces. Like something's just not quite there as I think about this. Like, why is it that you have a strong need for freedom at this time? Like, why is it that you are wanting to sort of get away from people? And I think that it is, again, I'm going to reaffirm that this is not like, you're not engaged in escapist tendencies for a bad reason. Like, I don't think you're avoiding something. Okay, I don't necessarily think you're avoiding something. I feel like there's just this tendency to want to be on your own right now. Hopefully that understands, because when we think about like escapism, it means that like for many people, they're avoiding what they actually have to do, or they're avoiding the healing that, you know, the spirit is trying to help them with. You have 9 of Swords, yeah. You have the 7 of Wands, and you have the Queen of Wands here. So that 9 of Swords is a card of fear and anxiety. It's a card of, you know, you have that with the Moon. You know, actually the Moon and the 9 of Swords are very similar messages. You know, they both speak to fear, you know, and, you know, this person, the 9 of Swords person, is having a nightmare. And I think that something has occupied a ton of mental space for you. And maybe you just need to dump it all out. You know, you're tired of holding on to someone's energy. Like you're tired of, you know, taking on. Like, you know, I view Pisces as like very empathic people. Like being an energetic sponge, like you're tired of that. You want to just, you're done taking on everybody else's energy, okay, at this time. And I think that this is also partially why you're wanting to create some space for yourself. You do have the 7 of Wands, okay? The 7 of Wands, it can represent standing up for yourself here. I do think that there is a person, this person, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign, but I think that you've drawn a boundary with someone, and it may have taken a lot of courage and strength for you to do that, okay? But it was a very necessary thing. And to get back to the start of this reading, there is some adventure that you're really feeling now that you're kind of on your own, okay? There's some adventure that you're feeling now that you're on your own. And I get an energy of excitement as I look at that. With the Queen of Wands and the 8 of Cups is beautiful, right? The Queen of Wands is somebody who's confident, somebody who's bold, somebody who is kind of the life of the party, but I think that you're, you know, kind of on your own right now. But this is somebody who is fun to be around, you know? And this is somebody who's humorous. This is somebody who's exciting and courageous. And I think that you are really excited about the adventure that you are creating for yourself. Okay, and this may all be stemming to some boundary that you've set with somebody. You have the 9 of Wands. There's another one. You have the Temperance card and the Tower. I think that you kind of took someone by surprise. I think I don't have the devil here, but I think that somebody was keeping you under their thumb in a certain way. You know, I would not be surprised if we see the devil come in here, but I think somebody was keeping you under their thumb in a certain way. Okay? And I think that you shocked this person with the Tower and the Hermit, and they were surprised that you are now deciding that this is what you're doing. You're starting your own adventure. They're not a part of your adventure anymore. Yeah. This is going to bring about some great healing into your life with the temperance energy here. Okay? And what I will say is, again, I'm going to go back to what I said, which is like, how are you going to use the space and freedom and time that you're creating for yourself? I think there's an opportunity to like undergo some real like spiritual healing, some deep spiritual healing here at this time. Okay? So that, I don't know if this is making sense, but so that you can perhaps learn this lesson and look forward to what else is here in front of you, okay? Or at least close something out spiritually for yourself, you know? You then have the Knight of Wands. It's another energy of resistance. You know, Knight of Wands, you're in the trenches. It's getting hard, but, you know, the way to look at it is like, you know, it may mean that you've only got 10 yards to go, but champions are made in the final 10 yards, you know? So it's sort of like, you know, things are hard, you're in the trenches, but this part of the journey is very, very important. You have the Five of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Ten of Pentacles. There's a really positive, based on this reading, financial change that could be showing up here, okay? With the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, this is a really positive message. You know, when you get that combination, if I'm just going by the book, you know, strict tarot cards, right? Like taking intuition out of it. Two of Pentacles, financial change. Ten of Pentacles, abundance, right? This is usually very good. You know, some of you may have created a little bit of space and freedom by selling something or by inheriting something here. With that Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles as well. I don't really see job and career stuff going on here, so it almost feels like it's connected to like assets that you've owned or inheritances or something along these lines, sales, something like this. So it's interesting. I don't really see like risk. I mean, I see some risk taking as well with the Three of Wands, but not really, because the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles are not risk takers at all. Like really, really not at all. So I wouldn't even say it's through lottery or anything like that. It's something else that I'm picking up on. But maybe what's going on here is just this new adventure you're going on could be quite abundant for you. Now you have this Page of Pentacles. There is an offer here. With the Seven of Cups, to me, that's an abundance of offers and opportunities. Once again, I strongly believe that you have optionality. And with the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords, some of you put off or delayed for too long ending something or cutting something out. Okay? And yeah, I think you're emotionally processing something. I think you probably, yeah, are going to use some of the time that you have for yourself to do that. Let's see what else we have here in the Kipper Energies, Pisces. Yeah, let's see what shows up for you here. Yeah, marriage journey. Yep, false person, not surprised, main male, courthouse. You get the, and Bob's your uncle, right? I mean, main female, there it is. Main male, main female, courthouse, marriage, false person. You know, I don't really need to break this down any further. Some of you have decided that this is no longer incompatibility with you. You're no longer compatible with this situation. And this maybe was painful, and this was maybe challenging. And you know what? Maybe you have a family, and there are people involved here, you know? And this is not exactly an easy thing. But I also think that this is something that you very much had to do, you know? Pisces, this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. This is about what I have. You know, I mean, you can see the cards, right? I don't have to explain it any further. And even journey, I talked about this adventure. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.